Roman Reigns expected to take more time off. Following SummerSlam. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer, have a nice day. For the WWE family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Thank you. Following SummerSlam, Roman Reigns is once again preparing to step away from WWE programming, this time to focus on his growing Hollywood career. Reigns, who has been cast as Akuma in the upcoming live-action Street Fighter movie, is expected to take a multi-month hiatus to begin filming in Australia this August. At SummerSlam Night 1, Reigns reunited with his cousin, main event Jey Uso, to defeat Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in a high-profile tag team match. Reigns secured the win with a spear on Reed, marking one of his few recent in-ring appearances and potentially his last for several months. Although WWE has not officially confirmed Reigns' time off, the timing coincides with the start of production for the Street Fighter film. The former undisputed WWE Universal Champion is expected to be off television for approximately 3.5 months. However, Reigns is already being promoted for WWE Survivor Series, scheduled for Saturday, November 22nd, 2025. His expected return aligns with a typical blockbuster filming schedule. This hiatus continues the limited appearance schedule Reigns has followed since 2022, allowing him to pursue outside ventures while WWE continues to feature him as a special attraction star. Much like John Cena and The Rock before him, Reigns is gradually transitioning into a dual role as both a WWE megastar and Hollywood actor. His infrequent appearances have only amplified the impact of each return, making every moment feel significant. Reigns' casting as Akuma highlights his rising profile in the entertainment industry. The Street Fighter franchise is one of the most recognizable video game properties globally, and his involvement in a major adaptation is a significant milestone in his career beyond wrestling. For WWE, this trade-off means fewer Reigns appearances, but more mainstream exposure when he does return. With Survivor Series already marked as his likely comeback event, fans are left to wonder what role Reigns will assume upon his return, whether he'll resume his dominance or embark on a new chapter in his WWE story. Night 1 of WWE SummerSlam. 2025 was headlined by Gunther and CM Punk in a battle for the World Heavyweight Championship. Both superstars engaged in a highly physical contest that many fans have praised as a 5-star classic. Seth Rollins made a surprise return and cashed in his Money in the Bank contract. The opening match featured Roman Reigns and Jey Uso teaming up against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. The tag team bout was thrilling and showcased strong chemistry between Reigns and Uso. A key moment came when Reigns pushed Jey out of harm's way to take a spear from Breaker himself, an act of sacrifice that stunned fans. This was a major departure from Reigns' usual demeanor, as he has historically been portrayed as self-centered and dominant. The surprising choice to put his cousin's safety first has led to speculation about deeper motivations. Reigns recognizes Jey's rising status. Jey Uso has exceeded expectations as a singles competitor. Though long respected as a tag team star, Jey's individual accomplishments, winning the Intercontinental Championship, winning the Royal Rumble, and defeating Gunther at WrestleMania, have established him as a major force in WWE. Reigns, known for his pride, may have acknowledged that his cousin was best positioned to secure the win and chose to put the team above himself. Reigns' WEE character has undergone major transformations, from Shield enforcer to corporate babyface, and then into the calculating authoritarian tribal chief. During his run as the head of the table, Reigns was often portrayed as dismissive, controlling, and manipulative. Since turning face last year, he's retained many of those traits. His action at SummerSlam may signal a genuine shift in character, showing humility and selflessness for the first time in years. The Bloodline storyline has been one of WWE's most compelling narratives, and Reigns' leadership has often been marked by strained relationships and manipulation. Jey Uso in particular experienced both emotional highs and lows under Reigns' rule. If Reigns has come to regret how he treated his family, sacrificing himself for Jey could be seen as a silent apology, an attempt to make amends and acknowledge the pain he caused. After Reigns' hiatus post-WrestleMania 40, Sikoa led the Bloodline but eventually lost to Reigns in Tribal Combat on WWE Raw's Netflix debut. Sikoa now leads his own faction, My Family Tree. During a recent interview with The One Mona, the Samoan Street Champion shared his thoughts on the OTC. "He ruined Christmas, he ruined my birthday. Thanksgiving, he ruined everything. When he left the family, that's when things started to fall apart. He's not even the wise man anymore. What is he called now? The Oracle? I don't even know what that means. Who's the one that left? Who showed up to SummerSlam last year and threw the first shot? I never turned on Roman, not once. Right? Facts. Remember, he said the next in line is who? Okay, I'm just following the orders that Roman gave, but then he comes back and strikes me." WWE SummerSlam 2025 proved to be an incredible event over both nights filled with spectacular matches. However, a certain decision by Triple H raised some eyebrows. While Roman Reigns is a main event star, he was featured in the opening match of Night 1 at this year's biggest party of the summer. The OTC teamed up with Jey Uso to take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, in what marked Reigns' first match since WrestleMania 41. Naturally, this raised questions about the show's format. It should be noted that the match itself was executed well, with several standout moments. However, wrestling journalist Bill Apter considered the decision reasonable, stating as much on Sportskey to WrestleBenge's SummerSlam review. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso ultimately defeated Bronson and Braun, showcasing commendable teamwork. It remains to be seen what's next for them in WWE. SummerSlam 2025 in many ways followed the successful two-night format of WrestleMania and is already being regarded as one of the most memorable additions in the pay-per-view's history. The event featured big names such as CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena, Becky Lynch, and Jey Uso, all putting on performances that fans are likely to remember for years to come. The highest point of the event was undoubtedly Seth Rollins' dramatic win of the World Heavyweight Championship and the return of Brock Lesnar as part of John Cena's farewell tour. Fans were surprised when Cody Rhodes defeated Cena in a demanding street-style match to reclaim the undisputed championship. After months of speculation linked to legal matters involving WWE, Brock Lesnar made his return. Former employee Janelle Grant had filed a lawsuit involving WWE and a former executive. While the complaint mentioned a star wrestler, Lesnar was neither named nor listed as a defendant. Following his tag team victory on Night 1, Roman Reigns is once again stepping away from WWE programming, this time to further pursue his growing Hollywood career. At SummerSlam Night 1, Reigns reunited with his cousin Jey Uso to defeat Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Reigns scored the pinfall after landing a spear on Reed, giving the Bloodline a key win on a chaotic night. Reigns is set to travel to Australia in the coming days to begin filming for the highly anticipated live-action Street Fighter movie. He has officially been cast in the role of the legendary villain Akuma, a significant milestone in his acting career. Filming is expected to last several months, aligning with WWE's reported plans to keep Reigns off television until at least November. While WWE has yet to make an official statement, Reigns is already being promoted for the Survivor Series premium live event on Saturday, November 22, 2025. This would mark his return to action after around 3.5 months. Reigns' hiatus follows a pattern seen with stars like John Cena and Dwayne "The Rock." Johnson limited in-ring appearances focused on big moments. WWE continues to market Reigns as a special attraction, maintaining his mystique and impact. With past film roles in Fast, Furious Presence, Hobbs Shaw, and now Street Fighter, Roman Reigns is positioning himself as the next major WWE crossover star in the world of cinema. Stephanie McMahon hasn't wrestled since her tag team loss alongside Triple H to Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 34. Prior to that, she'd only wrestled one match in the last decade, defeating Brie Bella at SummerSlam 2014. Don't expect to see her back in the ring. McMahon appeared on the SummerSlam 2025 Countdown show and was asked by panelists Jackie Redmond and Big E if she'd ever step foot into a WWE ring again in a wrestling capacity. However, she shut down any chance of returning for a match. Trust me, I can't hang with these women. I mean, You're going to see Tiffany Stratton, you're going to see Jade Cargill, you're going to see all of these incredible matches. I just can't compete at their level. I appreciate the question. You know, I could be the mouthpiece. I'll come talk a good game, but you don't want me in the ring. McMahon has been appearing at several WWE PLEs, although she hasn't been working for the promotion in any official backstage capacity. Triple H noted earlier this year that he'd love to have his wife back working in WWE. To put that in perspective, entire MMA careers of some fighters, including some at championship level, have started and ended since then. But none of them were during the peak of the Rousey era in MMA. That era was brief but filled with groundbreaking highlights. At UFC 190, Rousey entered as the 5-time defending women's bantamweight champion and went into her opponent's territory in Brazil. There was intense animosity between Rousey and Bethe Correia, who made deeply inappropriate remarks ahead of their bout, unaware of Rousey's personal history. Rousey quickly ended the match in just 34 seconds with a dominant performance. That win was Rousey's final victory in MMA. Later that year, she lost her title to Holly Holm in a shocking upset. When she challenged Amanda Nunes in 2016 for the title, she suffered another defeat and did not return to UFC afterward. Rousey had expressed her intent to draw out the 2015 fight against Correia as a form of symbolic payback. This fight has gotten pretty personal for me, and when I finish fights quickly, that's really me at my most merciful, Rousey said in an interview with Sports Illustrated. My dad would call it a come-to-Jesus meeting. I'm going all the way down to Brazil to have one with this opponent. No, I'm not going to end it quickly, but not because I can't, because I choose not to. Following a second consecutive loss, Rousey retired from MMA at just 29 years old. Since then, fans have speculated about a return, but in 2024, she clarified that lingering concussion issues had ended that possibility. It's nice to feel missed, I guess, but it's not happening. I'm not neurologically fit to compete anymore at the highest level. I just can't, Rousey said last August. You just get to a level where the neurological injuries accumulate over time. They don't improve. Combat sports fans across the globe have taken notice of Ronda Rousey's physical transformation, crediting her commitment and discipline. Rousey recently posted a video on Instagram showcasing her current training progress following the birth of her second daughter, Liku'ula Pawomahinakapiha, in January. She noted how sparring sessions have helped her recovery and conditioning. Rousey was the first UFC Women's Bantamweight champion, successfully defending her title 5 times before losing to Holm in 2015. A year later, she returned to face Amanda Nunes at UFC 207, where she suffered a first-round loss. After that, she retired from MMA and began her WWE journey. There is growing buzz about Rousey training again, which has sparked speculation about a potential UFC return. However, she has made no public statement confirming such intentions. Her last UFC appearance was in December 2016 against Nunes. Since stepping away from MMA, Rousey has enjoyed success in WWE, capturing multiple championships. She has recently taken time off to focus on her family. As a pioneer in women's MMA, her fast, dominant performances, combined with her charisma, made her a transformative figure in combat sports. Her crossover appeal extended into film, television, and mainstream media. Fighters like Kayla Harrison and Valentina Shevchenko owe some of their visibility to the path Rousey helped create. Her signature move, the armbar, was a powerful submission technique rooted in her judo background. 9 of her 12 MMA wins came via armbar, often just seconds after a takedown. Hip throws and foot sweeps were also among her strongest techniques. Whether returning to WWE or UFC, Rousey remains a major draw. UFC President Dana White faces tough decisions about the high-profile event planned for the White House lawn in July 2026, part of America's 250th anniversary celebration. U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly supports the idea, but the stakes are too high to allow for any uncertainty. Former heavyweight champion Jon Jones has expressed interest in participating, but his history of repeatedly retiring and unretiring makes it hard for White to commit. White has already stated he can't take that gamble. Jones said he was disappointed by the comments but continues to train. Then there's Conor McGregor, who has also shown interest in being part of the event. However, his multiple delays and media speculation have made it unclear whether his comeback rumors are genuine or promotional. Recently, McGregor hinted at a return by sharing a video of himself undergoing a blood test. He hasn't fought in UFC since July 2021 when he broke his leg during a bout with Dustin Poirier. His scheduled return against Michael Chandler at UFC 303 was canceled due to a toe injury. McGregor has lost 3 of his last 4 fights. Despite ongoing talk of his return, there is little indication that a McGregor comeback is imminent. White has emphasized that any fighter placed on the White House card must be fully committed and healthy. If Rousey were to return, betting interest would be massive. She remains a strong draw among sports bettors. Personally, with the variables involved such as Donald Trump, the outside setup, and most crucially, bouts likely to be pay-per-view level, we would expect above-average business, said Mark Collier, a trader with BetVictor. Philip Gray, a Canadian sportsbook analyst, added, "Given the spectacle and the names involved, it certainly could be one of the biggest betting events of the year. With a long build-up from the card announcement to fight night, the handle could be enormous. I booked the McGregor-Mayweather fight from open to close. At the time, it was the second largest traded event online,